Government investigators seem sincerely baffled by what these things are. Today's report analyzed 144 separate sightings of UFOs by the U.S. military. But in only a single case could the government explain what it was. In that case, it was a large deflating balloon. The rest, the other 143, remain a complete and total mystery. So the most sophisticated military in the world has no idea what these things are or even how they move from place to place. Some of these aircraft, the report says, quote, appeared to remain stationary in winds aloft, move against the wind, maneuver abruptly, or move at considerable speed, all without discernible means of propulsion. So we do know that no government in the world possesses anything like this. No technology like this exists that we know of. The Pentagon seems fairly certain these are not Russian and they're not Chinese. So what are they? The report doesn't say. It notes only the obvious. UFOs, quote, clearly pose a safety of flight issue and may pose a challenge to U.S. national security, end quote. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe.
Shalom, shalom, Yasharallah, it's your brother Yeradan with the lands of Judah located here in Chicago. And I want to start out by giving all praise to the Most High YAHAWAH, Bahashim, Wamalak, Hamashiach, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakak, Wadash. I want to give double honor to the elders of the nation of Israel. Shalom to you men out there that scattered throughout the world, preaching this truth and sincerity. And shalom to the brothers and the sisters, man, that scattered, man, listen. All right? And let me read the scripture. It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 2. And it reads, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. Yeah, that's these nations, mainly America. Because there's a report that's saying that the so-called UFOs turned off America's nuclear capabilities and went over to Russia and turned theirs on. You know what I'm saying? So these so-called UFO sightings are the chariots of the Most High, man. The salvation of Israel. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to read that again. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. Because the way that the Most High is going to save us is going to be strange to these people. Okay? You just heard the man Tucker. He say nobody on the planet Earth has this type of technology for the aircraft to make these maneuverable capabilities, to have these maneuverable capabilities, man. So, you know, they're going to be amazed and troubled with terrible fear. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know what's going on, man. We've been lied to. We've been had. Okay? They tell you that the so-called white man is the highest power. And he's going to go out and search for other life on Mars and shit. You know? So, they don't know what's coming to them. And America has no idea. These people out here, this world has no idea what's coming to them, man. You know, this is YAHAWAH and Prince Michael, okay? The one who fights for the people of Israel, man. Why you think the scriptures say, hey, this is the book of Luke, chapter 21 and verse 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. Why are they telling you to look up, man? For two reasons. Because we are downtrodden people, been stepped on and spit on by this planet, the nations on this planet, these heathen nations. We've been downtrodden. So that's why they telling the Most High telling us to look up. Okay, when we see these things begin to come to pass. Okay? Because the chariots are coming to redeem us, to save us, man. Okay? And to destroy this place and destroy our enemies, the so-called white man Esau and the American government, man, who has had a perpetual hatred for the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man ever since the red man came to this land. Okay? And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh, man. All right? That's how we gonna get out of here. It's the so-called rapture. You know what I'm saying? You Christians talk about the rapture, you think niggas gonna disappear and drawers and shit gonna be laying there and watches and shit and cars crashing. No, man. The Most High is beaming up his elect men, women, and children, man. Everybody else gonna die. All right. Why you think the angels told them this, man? Roughly paraphrasing. Um, Let me see if I can pull up. This the book of Acts, chapter 1 and verse 11. It says, which also said, hold on, let me go back. Previous verse. This Acts 1 and 10. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel. Okay, so this is the book of Acts when YAHAWAH was had been resurrected. He's getting beamed back up into a chariot, a so-called UFO, a spaceship. Okay, but the Bible calls it a cloud. Okay, it says, and while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel. These are the angels. It said, which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same YAHAWAH, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. All right. So the same way YAHAWAH was beamed up in that chariot in the book of Acts, that's the same way he's going to come back and destroy this place, man. That's why the American government can't tell you what the UFOs is, the so-called UFO, because they don't, well, they know for the most part. Esau know what's going on, okay? The Illuminati banking families, okay, they know what's going on, man. They put it in movies. They listen to the prophets, man. You know what I'm saying? Zabak, Adam, Salaki, Zabak, Wi-Fi, Sakari, Greater Millstone, and so on and so forth. Okay, you got the American government and the powers that be who listen to what we say and they understand for the most part a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But they won't accept it because it doesn't include them being saved with us. When have you ever heard of an Avenger delivering the victim from the damn villain? You know what I'm saying? You're not going to see a movie where you got the damn Avengers, Spider-Man, them Iron Man. They going to take the villains and save them too. No, man. The Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, is going to use Yahweh and Prince Michael to destroy and obliterate this place, man. Like you've never seen before, man. You know what I'm saying? And that war in heaven. Matter of fact, let's get that, man. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his Salaki fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought and his angels. Okay? So who was that dragon? The so-called white man Esau. You know what I'm saying? And his this beast system that he has had the rest of the world to worship after the image, those other nations are going to fight against Michael and his angels too in world at the end of World War III, man, when all hell breaking loose and America and the other nations is going to war, they gonna turn to fight against Yahweh and Prince Michael, and that's the war in heaven. All right. And there was war in heaven, Revelation 12 and 7, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels and prevailed not. See, Esau, the so-called white man, is not going to prevail against Prince Michael, man. okay, and the angels of the Most High. Neither was their place found in heaven anymore. That's right, the so-called white man is going to lose his rulership on the planet Earth, and then we're going to be exalted, man. Most High willing, I'm a part of that number. Okay? And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil, and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. That's how you know this talking about the so-called white man. Because the Chinese man didn't paint his image to be so-called Jesus, white Jesus, Chinese Jesus, who reminds me of 21 Jump Street. Ice Cube say, leave Korean Jesus alone. No, man. Esau did that shit, man. The so-called white man painted his face and deceived the whole world and established white supremacy with painting his image over the image of YAHAWAH, man. So he the devil that deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth and his angels were cast out with him. All praise to the Most High for that, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. All right. It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13 and verse 8. And it reads, and after this, let me see. I know y'all probably can't see that. All right. All right, this is the book of 2nd Ezra, 13 and 8. After this, I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid. That's right, man, because you're going to have all hell breaking loose, World War III, and then here come YAHAWAH cracking the sky with the chariots. All right, and it says, after this I beheld, and looked, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet there's fight. Okay, so these people that I'm reading about right now is the same people that I just that gave that UFO report that I just played. Okay, those same people in the American military are going to have to fight against these chariots, and they're not going to want to because they're going to know that YAHAWAH and Prince Michael, you're going to see it, man. The strangeness of our salvation. Hey, we the powers of the universe, man. Nothing to be F with, man. All right. So these people gonna be afraid to fight, but they gonna still fight, man. Because the Most High gonna put the spirit on them to do so. Because the Lord is a man of war, and He want to beat the shit out of them for their wickedness, man. Verse 9, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. That's right, man. Like YAHAWAH gonna be out here rolling around and flipping through the damn field like Rambo with a damn gun and a sword. Nah, man. He gonna zap this place to smithereens with that fathership. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor sword, nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. So the Most High is going to send his son, YAHAWAH, to obliterate these people, and he's going to do it via the chariots, man. Okay? So when it says, out of his mouth as it had been sent a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests, what does that sound like? It sounds like laser beams, man. I'll try to give you a second to think. It's laser beams, all right? Concentrate of fire. Verse 11, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight. See, them laser beams is going to fall upon the multitude of the people that's prepared to fight. Okay? And burn them up, every one. See, it's going to be a flawless victory or a perfect. Okay? Not one scratch is going, not one of the chariots is going to get scratched, man. So that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. That's right, man. So, hey, Ezra say he saw this, he was afraid because he was back in ancient times looking through a hologram, okay, in the spirit realm. He's looking through a hologram and seeing the chariots destroy this shit, and he was afraid, and he wasn't even really, he probably ducking and jumping, and it's just a hologram, but that's how it's gonna be, man. We gonna really be in the mix. We gonna really be in the middle of it. You know what I'm saying? Most high willing, we be allowed to see the downfall of our enemies, man. There's nothing greater than for a man to have his child enjoy his children while he young, and to see the downfall of his enemies, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm hoping to be here for, man. To see these things take place, man. All right. Then you got these guys right here. Shalaki. All right. Let's see. Okay, it says the Guardians, U.S. military. Vice President Mike Pence announced that that personnel in the Space Force will be called Guardians. Okay, so that's who's going to fight against YAHAWAH and the angels. These dumbasses, the Guardians. Okay, that's who's going to die. It is an honor. All right, so Salaki, it says Vice President Mike Pence announced that personnel in the Space Force will be called Guardians. It is my honor on behalf of the President of the United States to announce that henceforth the men and women in the United States Space Force will be known as Guardians, Pence said during ceremonies. All right, so let's look at these people, see how they coming. Shalaki, I'll type that in. Okay, there we go. So this how they coming, man. You know what I'm saying? These niggas think they damn beam me up, Scotty. These niggas think they you know, Star Trek or something. Okay? So yeah, these people that you're looking at, okay, most of them are going to die by the hand of Yahawah Shem Yahweh Shah and Prince Michael and the angels and the elect, man. You know what I'm saying? When we get those spiritual powers to whoop ass and put these people in subjection, man. All right? Hey, so with that, I hope this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect. And with that, I bid y'all shalom.